How do you demonstrate the truth
Yes.
of the supernatural?
But what is supernatural? To
you tell me.
For
you,
me,
you said it is supernatural.
For me, supernatural is something outside of the capacity
I
of
accept
nature.
that definition.
Yes.
How do you demonstrate the truth of that?
What's your name, sorry? What's your name?
He gave it last time. I don't know.
What's your name?
Oh, Jordan.
No, I'm not giving my name.
Okay, fine.
Let's call you. Let's call you.
shake my hand.
Mr.
Nice to meet you.
Let's
Nice
call
to
you
meet
Mr. Angry.
I'm not angry.
You are
angry.
Yeah.
I'm not angry at
Can
all.
we at least accept if someone's claiming to be a prophet of God and makes various prophecies,
And they all
they
come
all
true.
have to come true. If one of them
Even
doesn't,
one fault is falsified.
then
That's it.
we wouldn't be standing here talking
You
today about
haven't
it.
given. I keep asking for the best piece of evidence.
And then when I open my mouth to give you the evidence,
give me one.
you're
Can I ask,
already
what
making.
What was Abbas's? What did he say to you about the gold, the oil and stuff? Can you repeat what he said? I just want to check if you're
Listening.
Well, there's a prophecy in the Quran.
Yeah, what did he say?
No, the Prophet Muhammad
something
that great riches.
that would come out of the ground.
Yeah,
I had to help him on that.
and
I see.
so it came out of the ground. And what else did Abbas say?
Certainly, our speaker's corner can get very antagonistic. But that was a good discussion, I
There's
thought.
lots of silliness about.
There is a lot, yeah, you're right. But I think our conversation was quite good, though, I thought.
Well, I tried to be as rational as I could.
Yeah.
My argument was I didn't know.
And you know what it is? It's fine.
I don't think you know either.
Well, I'm convinced.
I'm not convinced.
I know, but that's fine. Look, because we're at different.
About anything.
That's fine. That's fine. Look,
I don't know why you're convinced.
I'll tell you why I'm convinced. Is that when I study the Quran,
Yeah.
and it claims to be a miracle,
Yeah. It's a claim.
it's a very big claim.
Yeah.
It's a huge claim, right? I investigate what is this miracle that it claims, because a miracle is something outside the capacity of nature, outside the capacity of
Supernatural.
outside the capacity of human beings or anything.
Yeah.
It's something outside of that, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I
So
don't think there is anything.
fair enough.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How do you reasonably? How can you reasonably demonstrate
Yeah.
the supernatural?
Let me explain that to you. Why I came to that conclusion.
No, not the conclusion.
Okay.
How do you, what I'm interested in, I accept your conclusion.
Yeah.
How do you know it's true?
In terms of the message itself
Well,
or the claim itself.
how can you rationally demonstrate something that's supernatural?
So something that I would assess as being outside the capacity of what human beings might be able to
I
do,
understand that.
I would have to concede that it's not human.
No, and that's not my question.
Right.
How do you demonstrate it that it's true? How do you demonstrate the truth of the supernatural?
Okay, I see what you mean. So how do you jump to the conclusion?
Don't jump. How do you demonstrate it?
Okay, how do you demonstrate the fact that this is not the capacity that this is outside the capacity of human beings?
No, it's not. No. How do you demonstrate the truth
Yes.
of the supernatural?
But what is supernatural? to
You tell me.
For
you,
me,
you said it is supernatural.
For me, supernatural is something outside of the capacity
I
of
accept
nature.
that definition.
Yes.
How do you demonstrate the truth of that?
Okay, there's two ways of doing that. One is to establish the very thing is supernatural self-evidently by looking at it. So, for example, if I saw you and you said, look, I have powers outside the capacity of human beings, and suddenly, like Superman, you took off this jacket and your six-pack, and your big muscles popped out, and you took off and you flew off into the clouds, right?
No, I know. Fine.
No, hold on a second. I would have to argue that was something, a supernatural event.
I'm asking you, not Superman.
Yeah.
How do you demonstrate?
But I'm getting to the point.
No, we'll get to it then.
Okay. So with the text itself,
how do you demonstrate your definition of the supernatural?
I'm giving you that now.
I haven't got. We'll get there.
Okay, I'm getting there. So when I look at the Quran and I study the Quran and it claims to be outside of the capacity of human beings,
accept that.
and I establish
I accept all that. How do you demonstrate it?
How do I demonstrate
The
it?
truth of the supernatural.
What?
Of yours. How do you? How? What's the proof that you need to show that it's true?
That the supernatural exists.
Or what your definition of the supernatural content of your belief?
So if I see something that's outside,
give me the proof then. What's the proof?
Well, that is the proof, isn't it?
What? No, the proof. if you asked me to demonstrate the proof of gravity,
Yes.
scientists can prove gravity
Yeah. How do they do that?
by well, things fall.
Right. So they make an assumption.
No, they make no. We have an attestable proposition.
Yes.
I don't fully understand gravity.
Well, nor do I. But we see the effects of it
We can demonstrate it time after time
because
after
we
time.
see the effects of it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So I have a theory.
Yes.
Which I tried to. There was we used to believe that the sun went around the Earth.
Yes.
That was the theory
Yes.
of the cosmos.
Yes.
We were the centre of the cosmos.
Yes.
The Earth and the sun went around the Earth.
Yes.
That's the theory.
Yes.
That's a reasonable theory.
Well, it was a hypothesis. Yes.
It's a reasonable hypothesis.
Yes.
Oh, well, people really believed it.
Yes, they did.
That was their central belief.
Yes.
We were the centre of the universe.
Yes.
And the sun went round the Earth.
Yes.
I think that's a reasonable thing to believe.
Yes. From what we can see. Yes.
Well, we can see. You'd
Yeah.
think, well, there's
Yeah,
only two
yeah,
propositions.
yeah, yeah.
One. Anyway, but we took off in rockets and
Yeah.
had a look round.
Yeah.
And it was the other way around.
Yes.
The Earth goes around the sun.
Yes.
So we can say
What made us change our opinion?
by empirical observation.
It's evidence.
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 What is your evidence for the
Yes.
supernatural?
So, my evidence for the supernatural is that when I see things that are outside of the natural,
Well, give me an example of the proof of this statement.
I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this, to be
Well,
honest.
I can.
Because if something is not natural and outside the capacity of what is deemed reasonable to happen within a natural possibility, by definition, it becomes supernatural.
So it's impossible to demonstrate the supernatural with any evidence.
No, of course not.
Well, give me a piece of evidence that can demonstrate the supernatural is true.
Well, because if something falls outside of
Give me an example.
the Quran,
That's not a piece. That's not supernatural.
how do you know?
Well, the content.
Well, you haven't studied it, have you?
Well, in itself, it's not supernatural.
How do you know?
What's supernatural about it?
Yeah, but that's the question now, isn't it?
No, what?
That's the
No,
that is the
this-
question. That's the question.
Give me something supernatural.
Yes.
That's in the Quran.
Okay, so I would say that the Quran makes a prophecy of something to happen,
Give me an example.
which is
We're getting there now.
There's a chapter called Rome, Surah Rome.
Give me an example.
I'm giving you this. You have to be patient.
Oh, I've been here 10 minutes.
We started with smiles.
I'm only asking for one example.
We started with smiles.
I'm asking for one example.
Smiles and handshakes. And suddenly
I'm
you got
not being
into-
aggressive.
You got into beast
No,
mode.
I'm not being aggressive. I've just asked for an example. I haven't got one
That
yet.
escalated.
I've given you two examples.
That escalated really fast.
I've given you, no, I'm not. Nothing's escalated.
Well, no,
I just
let
want
me-
an example.
Well, let me give you this. Let me give you the point. I've forgotten the point you said now.
Well, I'm asking-
Surah Rome.
I'm
Okay.
asking.
Okay.
For, how do you prove?
Okay.
How do you prove reasonably
Okay, let me do that.
with evidence that the supernatural is real?
Okay, let me do that. So the Quran basically gives a prophecy, and it talks about the Roman and the Persian empires. At that time, the Roman empires took a very heavy defeat, to the extent where it was deemed that they would actually be annihilated, wiped off. They were just on their last legs. The Quran makes a prediction. Within 9 years, the Romans will once again be victorious, and it says something very odd, in the lowest lands. Now, there are two things that really stand out about this statement. Number one, that the Romans actually did once again become victorious, and the part where they fought was around the Dead Sea, which was the lowest land anywhere on earth.
So the prophecy.
So-
Can we put the prophecy into a nutshell?
Yes.
That the Romans would be on top, then they would be defeated, then they would come back.
Yes.
It's not much of a prophecy, that is it?
Well, it is a prophecy.
It's not much of a prophecy.
Well,
I mean,
you might-
all
you
empires,
might
all
argue-
empires.
Yeah.
It's not much of a prophecy to say empires rise and fall, then rise again.
I'll tell you why it's extraordinary.
Empires do that all the
Of
time.
course they do. Let me explain to you why it's extraordinary.
It's a truism.
Yes.
What you've just said. Its truth content is very
No, but
small.
let me explain to you why it's so profound.
What's profound about empires rising and
No,
falling?
I'll explain to you. Because if you have a motivation of a man who's giving a message whereby he is either lying or he's
No, let's talk about this particular.
No, please give me a chance.
Let's talk about.
I've forgotten your name.
Let's talk about
What's your
this
name
particular.
again?
Let's talk about this.
Give me-
No.
give me-
Let's talk about this particular example.
Come on.
No. I just want to talk about this example of an empire rising and falling.
Okay.
Empires rise and fall all the time.
Empires rise and fall all
It's
the
a
time.
trivial argument.
But hold on a second.
It's a trivial example.
You say it's a trivial example, but I would say it's a profound example. I'll tell you why.
What's profound about
I'll tell
it?
you why. I'll tell you why. First of all, it's profound because it's something completely counterintuitive.
There's nothing intuitive. It's not counterintuitive.
Relax, hold
It's
on.
common sense.
I haven't finished my point yet.
It's common sense.
I haven't finished my point yet. Number two, if a man is saying, I'm a prophet of God, and he makes prophecies, and he makes counterintuitive prophecies.
There's nothing counterintuitive about it.
It is counterintuitive if you're on your last legs.
No, there's nothing.
If Mike Tyson is in a ring with you,
There's nothing counterintuitive about it.
if Mike Tyson is in a ring with you,
No.
and he gives you a lovely combination, and you're on the ground.
No.
And your jaw's broken.
It's a trivial.
And your shoulder's dislocated.
It's a trivial.
And your leg's broken.
It's a trivial
And
prophecy.
then somebody makes a prophecy that he's going to get up and he's going to beat Mike Tyson. Then you'd probably say, look.
Well, that didn't happen in this case.
It did. Absolutely. It did.
We're talking about.
Absolutely. It
We're
did.
talking about a trivial example of
Well,
an
let me
empire
just-
falling
let
and
me-
then rising and falling again.
let me just finish
That
my-
happens all the time in history.
Let me just finish my point.
Well, finish it then.
Okay. So first of all, not only is it counterintuitive, but he.
It's not.
Well, let me just finish my point.
Go on then,
Relax.
go on. I'm relaxed.
Number two, had that not happened, so had the Persians actually just relax a second. If the Persians had gone back and actually completely annihilated the Romans, because remember these empires did fall, by the way.
Empires fall all the time.
But they eventually fell to the Muslims, right? But
Fall all the time.
Hold on a second, right? So if the Muslims had indeed gone first and defeated the Romans, the prophecy would have failed. If the Persians had gone back and finished them off, the prophecy would have failed. Now, in reality,
It was 50-50.
If that had happened, the Quran would have been falsified.
It's not 50. I don't think you understand what Abbas is saying. Abbas is saying so the verse was actually revealed when the Romans were actually on their last legs.
Literally.
I know what empires.
No, but let's say someone come down right now, right? And let's say I said to you, in 9 years' time, Palestine are going to overthrow Israel. Then I said
People say that might happen. It's a reasonable.
It's very unlikely.
It's not.
It's highly unlikely.
I don't think it is unlikely.
And in the case Abbas is talking about, it's even further unlikely because the Romans were literally on their last legs.
People
They
made
literally lost-
in the Second World War.
No, but the point Abbas is saying is, if he gets it wrong, Islam would be finished.
That's right.
So if
You're
that
putting all your eggs in one basket because you're giving a prophecy.
Not only is he
these
said
prophecies are two a penny.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's a good. That's
two a penny.
Okay, that's a point I'd like to refer to. Right? Now let's say.
Can we give a more specific?
Now let's.
Can we give a more specific? A more specific
prophecy.
Prophecy that's falsifiable.
So there's another component to this as well, which is that if you now make multiple prophecies and they all come true and you don't ever get anything wrong, this now becomes, on balance of probability, highly
So it's
likely.
a probability
Well, everything is a probability.
What is it?
Everything is.
Not if it's supernatural.
Everything.
It's
Well, in life.
not if it's supernatural. It's not a probability.
Even arriving at.
No,
Look, you're not even allowing me
Okay,
to refer
okay.
to what you said. Even arriving at a conclusion that something is supernatural is going to be a probabilistic analysis.
No, not if it's supernatural.
Of course it's going to be.
Supernatural prophecies are absolute.
Tell me what prophecy could be an absolute.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't
No.
believe in prophecy.
So it's a probabilistic.
I don't believe in I don't believe in prophecies
but
at all.
it's going to be
Marxists.
at best.
Marxists were talking about prophecies all the time.
And they got many things wrong.
Some of them got. Some of them were right. Some
Exactly.
It must have seemed in 1917
Yes.
that prophecies were coming to were coming. It was happening. The world was going to turn communist.
But is it impressive? What's your name, sorry?
What?
What's your name?
He gave it last time. I don't
no.
know.
What's your name?
Oh, Jordan.
No, I'm not giving my name.
Okay, fine.
Let's call you. Let's call
You
you.
can shake my hand.
Mr.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Let's
Nice
call
to
you
meet
Mr.
Nice to
Angry.
meet you.
I'm not angry.
Wow.
angry.
Yes.
I'm not angry at
Can
all.
we at least accept if someone's claiming to be a prophet of God and makes various prophecies,
And they all
they
come
all
true.
have to become true. If one of them
Even
doesn't,
one fault is falsified.
then
That's
we,
it.
we
No.
wouldn't be standing here talking
You
today about
haven't
Islam.
given me a prophecy that's come true yet.
He gave you the one about
that's-
Romans.
no,
Romans.
These are trivial prophecies. They're
the
two a penny.
the
They
prophet
happen
made,
all
the prophet,
the time.
The prophet himself made many prophecies. So, for
And some
example,
of
he said the Bedouin.
But it's like saying your prophecies are like saying sometime this year it's going to rain.
No. That's not fair. I think.
I think it's exactly
That's a very
parallel.
unfair way of looking
I
at it.
can say, I think the prophecies are so broad, they're meaningless.
Well,
Sometimes
I
it's going
think-
to rain, sometimes
I think that's-
empires are going to fall.
No, that's a ridiculous.
Well, why?
No, empires will fall.
And and it will rain.
No, but that's a ridiculous analogy. I think.
I don't think it is. I think Marxists talk in the same way. They talk about prophecies
But they got the many things wrong, right?
Well, because some were right, some were wrong.
Yeah, but the fact that they got some wrong.
But there was so, but
shows-
it never happened.
shows.
It never happened.
Shows
You've
that
been talking about religious prophecies for 500, 1,000 years,
1,400 years.
and nothing's changed.
What's
The world's getting more and more atheistic.
that doesn't look.
From my opinion, things are getting more and more atheistic.
Within the Western Hemisphere. The fastest growing religion is Islam.
That's not a prophecy.
You know, I'm not saying. Well, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that. I'll give you some other prophecies, by the way. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said.
No, but I don't believe this is a proof of the supernatural. The only thing you've demonstrated is that people are making proclamations about different empires. And I think they're trivial prophecies. Some will fall, some may not.
I think you're not being honest.
I want a specific. I want a
you're not giving us a
specific.
chance to
Specific.
You're not giving us a
If I
chance to
describe
speak.
to you an empire that is literally almost wiped out, and
These
I
are-
predict
I
that
can
within a
predict-
certain amount of time
I can
frame,
predict all kinds
that
of things.
empire is going to overthrow a
I
massive
can
empire.
predict. I can say that.
If you're not impressed with that, then
I'm
then you're
not.
being honest. I don't think you're being
I'm
honest,
being
sir.
complete. I'm not impressed by anybody who says. Everybody says about their opponents that they're going to
Do you
fail.
accept that if that prophecy went wrong, Islam would have been?
No,
won?
because I don't think I don't
you
think
don't accept that.
I don't think these. I think these prophecies are to a penny.
No. Jordan's point is, though, if any of the prophecies are falsified, it would be then reasonable for somebody to say that is not supernatural.
Well, because
that can't be from God.
The problem is when they do go wrong, the people who say it say, there were special ad
not
hoc.
saying
You might not. There were
We don't
special
have to do
ad
that.
hoc problems with this prophecy.
Or they change them
Or
afterwards.
they change the goalposts.
Or the prophecies actually are recorded later.
Christians have been saying the second coming is going to happen for 2,000 years.
Well,
It's never come.
Paul was saying, sell all your stuff, he's coming right now.
Exactly, it never happened.
And it
So,
never happened.
But it never. It's unfalsifiable. They change
So when
the
things don't happen,
how do you?
with this
How do you
prophecy,
differ?
we've
How do-
given you a time frame.
You haven't given me any time frame about anything.
you've got to let us.
Except some Roman thing that happened.
You have to let us speak, okay? As well.
What?
Okay,
You have to come up with.
but you're not
I've asked
you're
first.
not-
I've asked
you're not
first.
giving us a chance
I've
to-
asked first.
Can I try one more about
Well,
that?
Forget
Go on.
it. Come up with a different
chance.
of a
No, I want to
specific,
go on something you
sharp
said.
example.
You said scientists said what about the solar system? What did
But
you
the
say
sun
earlier?
and the earth revolving
You
around.
said so that scientists used to believe.
Not
that
scientists.
The,
No, people generally
people in
believe.
general,
culture
yeah,
believe-
that the sun revolved around the
The Earth.
That's right, yes.
Which they believed at that time, right?
And it was reasonable.
Yeah. If I told you that a man 1,400 years ago in the desert knew otherwise, because of it, would that impress you, despite going against all of that?
It wouldn't prove. It might impress me, but it wouldn't be proof of supernatural ability.
No, but you see,
They had a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
You had a 50-50 chance.
Look,
No.
the question is this: when you do probabilities,
I know what supernatural.
let me just finish.
No,
Let
let
me
me
finish my
finish.
point.
Supernatural.
Well, I think I was coming in there.
Prophets can't be.
Okay, let me look.
Statements
Let
from
me-
the
let me-
supernatural
let me-
are
I feel
absolute.
like we
One
could
second,
give you
Jordan.
100.
No, just one
No,
second.
just
Jordan.
one.
Jordan,
Just
okay,
one.
okay, can I just speak for
Just
30
one.
seconds before
Yeah.
I'm interrupted? Please, just 30
Go on.
seconds. How probabilities work is that, so for example,
Not if you're supernatural.
see, look, you haven't given me 30 seconds to speak. You can't help yourself,
Go
can
on.
you?
I can't.
So look, the thing is, right, Jordan, right? The odds of winning the lottery are like 14 million to 1 or whatever, right? Now, the odds of winning it 2 weeks in a row would become outrageously improbable. It wouldn't be, right? So it wouldn't be 14 million. It might be like 2 billion to 1 or something, because that's how probabilities, they compound. They become highly improbable the more you add to it.
So what?
So if you say a person wins the lottery for the whole year 52 times in the year in every week, it would be a figure probably with zeros that would end up on the other side of the universe. And so when you have a man in a desert in the 7th century who makes multiple prophecies.
Give me one.
Just 1 second. Let me make my
I
point
don't want
first.
one.
Let me make
I've
my
been
point.
here half an hour.
Let me make my
I
point
want
first.
one specific
Let
prophecy.
me finish my point first. When he makes multiple prophecies,
Give me one.
and none of them are falsified, the probabilistic analysis of such an event would be inconceivable
If
for
there's-
it to be guesswork.
If there are so many, give me one.
Even,
Give me one.
So I'm giving
just
you
one.
another one.
Give me one.
So I'll give you another one. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that there will be a great wealth that will come out of the ground of the Middle East, of Arabia, that they will become rich, and he predicted from the ground. He predicted.
Did he say it was
that
oil? Did he use the word
no,
oil?
No, he didn't. No,
Petroleum?
no.
Did he use
Then
carbon?
the Prophet,
carbon?
Please, let me just make another point, right? The Prophet said, peace be upon him, that the barefooted Bedouin will compete with one another to build lofty towers.
Is this your best example
the
of
companion
proof of the
said,
supernatural?
the companion said that these Bedouins are the desert folk. They live in tents. They're not the noble, the rich. In fact, what you find is that the lineage of the ones who are in rulership today of the Middle East are indeed the offspring of those Bedouins.
Is this your best example
And you find
of the supernatural?
and they will compete with one another
Is this your best
to
example?
build lofty towers.
Is this your best example of the supernatural?
What I'm saying to you is that when you add dozens upon dozens, hundreds of prophecies
Is
like
this your
this,
best? Give me your best shot.
I've just given you the one.
You think it's the best one?
I've given you the one in the Quran
Is
about
it-
Rome.
look, I want the best one.
Look, I am not being convinced of the Quran being supernatural.
I think you-
is not because of just prophecies.
What's your best piece of evidence? The best piece of evidence,
Yes.
best proof that the supernatural is real.
My best evidence would be the Quran itself.
The best shot.
My evidence.
Just a book.
You're not even allowed. You ask me a question.
I keep asking for the best piece
Yeah.
of evidence.
And then when
You
I
won't give me one.
when I open my mouth to give you the evidence,
Give me one.
you're
Can I ask,
already
what was-
making.
What was Abbas's? What did he say to you about the gold, the oil and stuff? Can you repeat what he said? I just want to check if you're
Listening.
Well,
listening.
there's a prophecy in the Quran.
Yeah, what did he say?
No, the Prophet Muhammad, peace
something
upon him, that great riches.
that would come out of the ground.
Yeah,
I had to help him
and-
on that.
And
I see.
so it came out of the ground. And what else did Abbas say?
Well, that's what he said.
You talk about the tall buildings, didn't you? You mentioned the.
Well, fine, but I mean, essentially, it's.
He's not listening. Is he?
No.
He doesn't
No, I
care.
don't think
what-
you're
No, but-
listening.
No, but the point is.
I'm not, we can all play this game
No,
about
no,
not
I'm not,
listening.
I'm just saying,
asking
I'm just
for
saying.
one, your
I
best.
just wanted to test if you were listening.
Oh,
So
well,
Abbas gave you a property where barefoot people in the desert are now actually have the biggest buildings in the world, and this is due to a wealth that came out of the ground.
Does it
And this
say,
is a
Bill? Does it
prophecy.
say? Does it
This is a
say,
prophecy.
Sky? Does it say?
To be really honest,
Does it-
I find it odd that people ask for evidence of God or supernatural when actually it's a self-evident truth.
There's nothing.
It is
there's
something.
no such
Let
thing
me
as a
just
self-evident
finish my point. It is a foundational axiom
for you, not for
that
me.
all children actually are born with.
No, it's not
So
true.
when they do studies,
ridiculous.
Oxford University did a study, over I think it was 200 countries or something, and they investigated thousands upon thousands of children, and they believed in something supernatural.
Yes.
They believed in the supernatural.
Yes.
That's faith. It's called faith.
Let me just finish my point. They also believed in the concept of justice. So, for example, when you have 2 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds, if you give one a cookie and you don't give the other one a cookie, that one gets upset.
That's proof.
Why it gets upset?
That's proof. It's not for the
Let
supernatural.
me just finish my point.
I want the supernatural.
You're not allowing me to even make a point.
Because you're not making super.
No.
That,
What
I
was my
agree.
first point?
I agree.
What was my first point? What was my first
listen,
point?
I agree.
No, what was my first point just now?
I'm simply asking.
What was
for
my
one-
first point about supernatural just now?
That somehow people believe in injustice is supernatural.
No.
That's the
was-
implication.
No. You're not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Oxford University did a study
Who cares? What Oxford
of
University?
over 200 countries. I think it was Daniel Dennett or Bennett or something. I can't remember.
Dennett.
Yeah.
Dennett.
He did a study
Yeah.
and he found that
He's an atheist, by the way.
Yeah, he is. But he found this was interesting, though, isn't it? From an atheist, he found that young children, intrinsically.
But this is not proof of the
Hold
supernatural.
on, you're not listening. You're not allowing me to make my point here. They intrinsically, conceptually, foundationally accept the supernatural.
No, that's nonsense.
That is the study.
They have a sense of justice.
That's the study.
They have a sense of justice.
That's the study.
You're
denying facts now.
No, I'm not.
You're denying evidence
no, this
now.
is fact.
That is a
This is
fact.
fact.
No.
Why don't you
The
Google
fact
it if you
is-
think I'm lying?
They might have it. Daniel Dennett is an atheist who doesn't believe in the supernatural. It's a proof.
And yet he says that the children believe in the supernatural.
No, children believe in justice, but not the supernatural.
They believe in justice. They believe in.
We don't need a supernatural. We don't need a supernatural explanation for
believe in
justice.
supernatural.
No, that's not. I can give
There
you.
is.
I can prove. I can tell you. I can prove it.
I think now you see now, and I think personally,
prove-
you're a nice guy,
You've
but
had
I think
enough
you're
of
being
me.
insincere now.
No, I'm not.
I think you're being
No,
insincere.
I think you're being
because
insincere.
I point to a study.
I think you're in bad faith.
What you know? What you could say to me is that okay, fine, kids believe that.
No, I can
But
answer.
you could come up with the reasons why they might believe
Can
that.
I give you an
But to
example?
deny the fact itself
It's not supernatural. It's justice.
I think it's being
Justice
insincere.
is not supernatural.
No, Abbas is saying.
Have you read the study he's talking about?
Justice isn't supernatural.
It's not justice
No.
alone.
You're not listening to what he's saying. He didn't just say justice.
No, his study was not about justice. His study was about the supernatural.
You can't prove supernatural by
The study is showing that children have an inclination to worship.
I agree, we do.
So we haven't.
And-
But it's not
worship.
supernatural.
And also,
No, we have an inclination to worship.
No, we
don't
haven't. We have. I think we have. Intuitively, we have
Yes,
a.
good
We have
intuition,
listen.
Intuition.
We have a. I
I'm
agree.
listening to you. I'm actually listening to
We
you.
have intuitively. We have a. We have a.
it is hard though.
No, we have intuitively. No, intuitively.
Yeah.
We have a. We want to believe in.
No, we do believe.
No. We want to believe in
No,
God,
not want,
but it's
we
not.
do.
But that's not proof of the supernatural. It's
What-
proof. It's proof that we believe.
What is proof is that it's our nature.
It's I believe
It's something fundamentally in our nature
I think
too.
it's. I think you're mixing two
What's
things
your
up.
explanation for it then?
I think there is a. I can't think of the right word. We have this. We want to believe in something supernatural. I agree.
Yeah.
That doesn't prove that
Why?
supernatural exists.
Why? How does that explain, on an evolutionary sense?
Well,
how does
I
that?
think-
how does that explain? Because from an evolutionary benefit, how does it explain this intrinsic belief that we are?
Doesn't
We
mean
have.
that I agree with. Well, I will grant you that we might have. We might have an intrinsic.
So we have a reason for that.
But it's not. But that doesn't prove that it's true.
I'm saying, but we have a reason
But it doesn't.
for that.
Just because we have an intrinsic need to believe in something mysterious doesn't make it true.
I'll tell you what it does. It agrees with Islam in a sense. Islam
That's
says that
right.
we all have a fitra. So Islam says
A
that
predisposition.
we do have
I
that.
think we do have that.
Yeah.
But
So
that
I'm
doesn't
saying
prove.
it's not a prophecy, but it's another evidence.
No, but
that what Islam
no,
says.
So the prophet, peace be upon him,
you're
said-
jumping. I think I can accept that we're born with a predisposition
Disposition, yeah.
Yeah.
to believe
Yeah.
in something.
So Islam's correct on that, right?
That's it. It's correct that we might be born with this inclination.
Why might?
We're also born.
You said we are. Now you're going might.
Well, because I'm not sure. We're also
Don't
born.
come on, don't
No, we're also born.
Make
We're
it-
also born with a deep skepticism. And to question.
It's natural.
It's
natural
not.
to do that.
I think it's natural that we have this.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not. That doesn't prove that it's true.
No. But it's good. But I would say it's good to be skeptic.
No, but it doesn't.
I would say it's good to
But it
question.
doesn't. We can be born with this capacity to want to believe in something supernatural. Doesn't make the supernatural true.
No, but the point I'm
we
trying
could
to
be
make,
deluded.
The point that I'm trying.
Could we be deluded
the
about
point,
it?
The point I'm trying to make to you.
Hang on a minute. Could we be deluded? Sorry. Could we be
Born
deluded?
deluded.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Well, why not? We could. If you're asking me to believe that we're born believing in God,
No, we're born believing. Not look. The study didn't say God. The study
So,
said
what
the
then?
supernatural.
if we
Something outside of human beings.
could we be? Could we
We
be?
also.
could,
We also.
could,
We also.
could we be born with it and be
We're-
and
we're
deluded
also-
about
we're-
the same
we're
time?
also born with.
How do you know we're not deluded?
We're also born with aspects of justice. We're also born with.
These are not supernatural.
Cause and effect. So we
These are not
so when you,
supernatural.
for example, have a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and if the 1-year-old sees a ball flying from behind. Without
That's not supernatural.
Without it being taught, it intrinsically knows that there must be a cause of that.
That's not supernatural.
It turns around to
it's
see.
not supernatural.
My point to you is, I don't feel that I have to even prove that to you because it's something that is intrinsic within your very
It's not for me.
makeup and your
It's
psyche.
not for me.
Yeah, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, everyone is born on the fitra.
What if they're
And
not?
then- and
What if
then-
I'm claiming
and
they're not?
Hold on a second. You don't even let people finish a sentence. And then it's their parents
No, but-
and their culture that indoctrinates
How
them,
do you know that-
changes them from the belief.
I think it's the other way around. That we're born naive and deluded, and
That's not what the study shows.
Through our critical faculties,
That's
we
not what the-
get
that's not-
educated.
that's not what the
That
study shows.
I don't believe in this study. I don't believe it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
From Oxford University.
So what?
So what? Science? No, I don't believe in science.
This is not science.
That's not science.
You're middling. You're muddling
Yeah,
things
yeah,
up.
What don't you agree with the study about?
That's facts.
What
We don't want to believe
I don't.
facts.
I don't believe the study.
You agreed with it earlier.
No, I agree. We're born.
No,
with,
he doesn't.
No, I agree.
Bruce
No,
gets his beliefs, so we don't agree with that.
Stop eating those M&Ms.
we're born with all kinds of beliefs in all kinds of nonsense. We're born deluded, and we're also.
Could we be wrong
We could all be wrong.
about being deluded?
I could be wrong.
Could you be wrong about
Yes,
being deluded?
yes.
So how
Could
would
you-
you?
could
How
you
would
be wrong about God?
How would you ascertain
Could you
whether
be wrong about God?
How could you ascertain whether you might be deluded about not believing
Well,
in God?
well, we have to use our critical faculties.
Lovely, lovely. So let's do that.
I'm trying.
Let's do that.
No, but
Last discussion we had, you said I don't know how the universe came into existence.
I don't. Do
Right.
you?
I do, yes,
How do you know?
because I believe that.
You
the
believe? But
only-
how do you know?
Well,
Can you demonstrate
Can I
it?
finish my sentence?
No, wait, I'm asking you for demonstration.
Can I finish my sentence?
I
Can
believe it isn't.
Can I?
don't
Yeah, you
accept
right.
demonstration.
No, hold on a second. Right? No,
Because when someone does a
I
study
believe
against
something,
belief-
and
I'm
the
having
word.
three conversations.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't do that because he's already confused enough as it is.
No, I'm not confused. You're confused.
No. When we say belief is synonymous to accept.
I don't accept anything.
It doesn't mean it's blind. It's without
you be
reason. It's without reason.
Could you be wrong?
Anybody, I told you last time as well, anybody could be wrong about anything.
Including you.
Anybody, including myself. Now, if you ask me, why do I believe that I'm not wrong? Then that is based upon multiple evidences that I find overwhelmingly convincing of a creator and the Quran being from that creator.
Give me your best
And
shot.
and
Give me your
therefore,
best shot of evidence.
when we had our discussion about the universe, you said, I don't know where it comes from.
No, I don't.
And then when I said to you, but what are the rational possibilities of where it may have come from?
God could be one of them.
God, you said, could be one of them.
It could
But
be.
you said, at the end of the discussion, you said, but I don't know, therefore, it's of no basically interest.
No,
to me.
no, it isn't. It's just great interest to me.
Okay.
That's not wrong. You can
so
score to me.
if God could be one of those,
There could be a God.
so okay. So then, what we should do, I would say, rationally, as you said yourself, using reason, we should look at the alternatives without God, and if they seem implausible, if they seem unlikely,
No.
if they seem irrational.
Evolution seems
Let me
improbable.
just finish
Seems
my point.
improbable, but it's more
Let me just
correct than
finish- Let me
God.
just finish my point. If the alternatives are irrational, illogical, and highly unlikely,
Who's
then
to
I
say?
think we should then go with the one that's
No,
God.
I think that's completely